Greetings of peace once again. While concerning about children, today we shall talk about domestic violence. Because last time when we spoke on the subject, when we conversed, it was about the reasons why children get aggressive. Today we'll talk about domestic violence. Another reason why children becomes aggressive. People only blame the media and the Supermans and the Batman for the children to get violent. Let's introspect our own selves today. Do you know that domestic violence, according to the statistics in America and United Kingdom, domestic violence is one of the most severest weapon that can be hurled against a child without harming him. Especially fights between a husband and a wife. We understand that at times there can be quarrels between the spouses. It is very human to fight. But what happens that these fights turn into disputes, into violent quarrels, and each side taking a hostile stand. At times the plates and the vessels are hurled at each other. At times, which is very common, abusive words are thrown at each other. And the small, pretty children, they are watching their parents performing an action like that. When they grew up, or when the children were growing up, the same parents used to tell them, speak in a nice manner, do not use abusive language. Wasn't it? It was same with me, it was same with you also. But when these child, they take these lessons and they try to be unabusive or polite and courteous, they see, unfortunately, that their parents are involved in the very same thing which was prohibited upon them by the very same parents. So they see when the parents fight, they turn very hostile. They even beat and kick and slap each other. So when these children, they see, they are afraid. They are afraid to approach the parents with their problems, fearing that they too may receive the same type of bashing from their parents. And later on, when these children, they go to school, or when they have fight among themselves, whether in the school or at home, the siblings, they imitate the same type of behavior they saw the parents doing that. Yes, the parents are the most important teachers in a child's life. If you ignore your child will ignore his responsibilities, whether it is about studies or whether it is about his family responsibilities. If you are irresponsible, your child grows like that. So domestic violence is one of the most harmful things for a child's mentality, for his mental development. What should be done? Very simple. As I said in the beginning, that we don't say that should be a domestic or a quarrel-free family. It is not possible. Then what it should be? Remember, your fight should be in your bedrooms, and these bedroom fights should not enter into the dining room or kitchen or the study room of children. Fight within the four walls of your bedroom, and that too, when you fight, even if you are 100% right and your spouse is 100% wrong, even then you should see that you behave like a human being and not like an animal. Have you seen animals fighting? The way they pounce upon each other, the way they scratch at each other, the way they scratch each other. Don't you feel that we are also imitating the very same animals, the cats and the dogs, when we fight with our spouses? So let us be human even when there is a fight or a quarrel between a husband and a wife. And let us restrict it to the bedroom. Rather, let us argue instead of turning it into a dispute. Whenever you have a quarrel between a husband and a wife with your spouse, what should we do? I'll give you a small key for happiness. Cool down yourself. Let the opposite person speak. Let him speak. Let her speak. Speak. And then collect all your charm. Try to broaden your smile and argue with them, reason with them, whether they agree or not. That's an easy method. This is the methods of wise men. This is the method which will make you a patient person. And when your child will see patience in you, he will also practice patience in his own life. Then when he goes to school, there is a hostile child, a violent child who is fighting with him. But this guy is quiet because he has learned that lessons from his parents. Don't you want your child to be accepted in the society warmly? Of course, who doesn't want? Who wants his child to lead an unhappy childhood? Nobody. Not even my parents wanted that. Not even your parents. Not even I would like that happen to my son or your daughter. So what should we do? We should work upon ourselves rather than working upon the children. You see, if you want to build your body, do you work upon the bodybuilder? No, you work upon yourself. And then you get an impression over others that, look at the personality. In the same way, if you want your child to become patient, if you want your child to remain cheerful, you have to be cheerful. You have to practice patience upon yourself. Don't blow away your temper like a volcano. Please, even at your workplace, don't shout, don't accuse your co-workers or your juniors, your servants. Because if you do that continuously, especially if you are senior or a boss, if you do that continuously, your subconscious mind will program your mind, and then when you go home, you will behave in the same manner. And it is the same when you get angry at home with your spouse or your children. Don't get violent. If your child fails in exams, don't beat him with a stick and a shoe. Don't beat him with punches. There can be a polite way of hitting the children also, where the warning is given severely, but the message is done peacefully. Otherwise, you, just like as I said in the first part of my talk, that we are having a generation of violent children, a whole generation, busy parents, hostile parents, parents under stress. Stress at office is carried at home. And then what happens? The poor children have to bear the brunt of your anger. But it is not a time bound. Today they will bear the outcoming of your anger, but tomorrow, remember, you have to grow old. In a span of 20 years, you would be reaching 60 or 55. At that time, what would happen to you? You are growing old and weaker, and your child is growing up stronger. But since you had not imparted, you had not cultivated love in them or patience in them, you will not see love from them. You will see them loving money, car, beautiful houses, furniture, girlfriends, boyfriends, favorite programs, sports. You will see them loving them, but you will miss that love when you require the most in your life. And then you are old, depending upon the government pension, or you may be even dumped in a home of old age. And at the sunset of your life, you are a lonely person waiting for your death. Is this the life? No. Today you are young, my brothers and sisters. Take care of yourself. Take care of your children. Give them time, and tomorrow you will see the happiness coming back to you. With this, I take your leave. For more advice and suggestions, I will get back to you. But if anybody wants more information on the subject, please feel free to contact me. My email address, nisar_Yusuf, YUSUF@yahoo.com. Please feel free to write to me about your observations, your notes, your suggestions, and you can share your experiences with me. I am your brother in humanity. Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah reward you. Wassalama, with peace. Thank you very much.